Heading overseas now, Benjamin Netanyahu says in order to destroy Hamas, Israel intends to take full military control of Gaza. The Israeli Prime Minister's security cabinet met today to discuss the plan.
Let's go live to CNN reporter Oren Lieberman, who's in Jerusalem. Oren, the proposal has drawn a lot of criticism here. Will Benjamin Netanyahu get this through cabinet?
He almost certainly will. He has made it very clear in an interview tonight with Fox News in the U.S. that he intends to have full military control over Gaza, essentially what one Israeli official called the full conquest, and he almost certainly has the votes in the security cabinet meeting, which has been going on for hours and might go several more hours to make that happen. Although there is some opposition from some members and, crucially, the military chief of staff here, the chief of staff doesn't have a vote, and that means Netanyahu likely has the votes to push this through. The question, of course, what does the, quote, full conquest of Gaza looks like? According to the Israeli military, Israel already controls some 75% of Gaza. So it's a question of how do you take over or occupy the last 25%, and that's where the security cabinet is looking at a range of different options. One of those, one that is more favored by Israel's military establishment, is to essentially lay siege from the outside to Gaza City and these more and several other populated areas. Another, and this is the option favored by Netanyahu, is a much more intrusive approach that calls for going into these areas, a much more difficult approach that the chief of staff has warned would cost not only Israeli soldiers' lives, but also hostages' lives, and it would almost certainly worsen what is already a humanitarian and starvation crisis in Gaza. This would be, according to Israeli officials, a phased approach. The first phase is the evacuation of approximately 1 million citizens from Gaza City and other areas. That's half of Gaza's population. And then there's the question of what to do with the military. After that, what happens after this, if Israel is able to achieve what it hasn't achieved in 22 months of war, the destruction of Hamas? Well, Israel has never made clear what future governance of Gaza would look like. Netanyahu just stating repeatedly that Hamas can't have military or governing capabilities in Gaza at the end of the war, which from where we're sitting right now does not appear to be soon.